Now I am too. Now people can hear us. Seeing as it's 6:06.
At 9:06.
It's 6:06. I see friends. I see patrons. Oh.
We'll do that at the end, not at the beginning.
What?
Supposed to have the time argument at the end, not at the beginning.
We can have the time argument whenever the fuck we want, Bill.
Come on, Bill.
I will fucking, youngster, I will put you over my knee and fucking crack your ass the other way.
If your internet lets you get here quick enough.
Uh-huh. Definitely lagging there, Bill. So, how's everyone doing?
I'm all right. How are you doing?
Tired, man.
I was, last couple of weeks I've been really stressed and a little down, to be honest. But this week I'm feeling good, and it has to do with quite a few people in chat too that have helped me get that way. This is your channel. I don't want to go too into my personal shit, but it's just been really cool to see people. Like, I started the Patreon and shit, and lots of cool people joined in really quick, and it actually kind of surprised me. And I didn't know, like, I knew I was going to keep doing vape YouTube. I almost thought, though, I was like, I'm going to keep doing the show with Steve and Bill. I'm going to do the live show on Phoenix's channel, and then I'm going to maybe do 1 or 2 reviews a week. But now I'm motivated again, and I want to keep doing the shit for real still. So,
I have a Patreon, but I never really put it out there yet. I just feel like I got to get the tier shit down, because I don't want it. I think we've discussed this in the past, that I've had people ask me to put it up there so they could support as well, but it's like, I don't want to just put out some bullshit and then not give people something for what they're giving money for or whatever they're donating for, because I want it to be right. I want it to be a good. I've seen other people's Patreons, and
I was.
You're not going to give away some of your mods and stuff to your Patreons like everybody else?
That's what I'm doing.
Well,
but you do it. I'm going to do it once a month. No, Steve. I totally get your point, and I was paying to be someone's Patreon, and they were posting like once a week. It wasn't bad because they were active in other areas that were Patreon only, but it also, I looked at it, and then there's other people like Jay Hayes. He does a really good job of running his Patreon. Like, his Patreons get their benefits for sure. And I was like, I can't do what Jay does. But then I thought about it, like, he didn't do that overnight. Like, he learned. He grew, he got more resources, and he was able to give more and more to his patrons. And I feel like mine, I have 10 so far, and I feel like they're probably annoyed by me because of how much I'm posting. So, I mean, it's easier than you think. If you just talk about, you give them, hey, this is what I'm reviewing right now, and nobody else knows that, just your patrons know, because you're editing the video, and it's going to take you a day or two still to edit it. That they get to see that. You have a mod that's a little bit something you're not really using, but it was too expensive that you didn't really want to give it away. But now that you have a Patreon, you can give it away there. Discord groups, Facebook group. There's a lot of things you could do, and really, the coolest part is, like, it's another resource to learn from. Like, they're helping you learn what products are out. Like, people be surprised at me. Like, Ed Voris sent me a list of stuff today that he's got coming in, and like half of it I hadn't even heard of yet. And I'm on. I feel like I'm on top of my shit, and I'm always surprised by how much everybody else is talking about that I have no clue what they're talking about. So, look, you just got a $5 super chat.
I was wondering. Yes, hashtag politic click in the house. Have a good show, guys. I thank you for your super chat, and I never know if that's going to my channel or if that goes to. Does it just go to the person?
It goes to you.
Yeah.
But his hashtag is politic which is my patrons. So they're representing.
So wait, I've had super chat before, man, but I don't even know where it goes because.
Yeah, I just figured it out. When we get off, I'll show you. I had to figure this out the other day.
Because that's like the 4th time I've gotten a super chat, or 5th time, but it's like it goes into your advert or whatever it is.
Yeah, your AdSense.
AdSense. That's what it is. But yes, that's greatly appreciated. I do thank you for that. You want to shout out some chat there, Eric Miller?
I do, because I see a lot of people I love. Anthony Adornetto. I always say your name wrong, brother. I am sorry. Drip Vibe Vapor is in the building. Dustin Kendall with that sexy coil picture up on there. Yeah, Louis going to be in here. I think he's going to be in about 5 minutes, 10 minutes. He'll show up. Braden Shiner is in the building. He said, "Hi, Bill." Shane Smith is fist pumping. Justin Reich, what's up, buddy? Carlos Ramirez is hanging loose and has an owl. Hoo-hoo, hoo-hoo. Shane, by the way, Shane Smith said Steve's a handsome dude. Matt Oswald, part of the Politic Clique, what's good? Weo609 is bringing the pain. Nick Pinkerton said, "Fucking right, bud." Don't know what that was about, but you're fucking right. Vaping Veteran Val Kill, Politic Click. David Haggins, Politic Click. Sorry. Mike in L.A., what up, everybody, he said. Eric Sutherland. Man, he's just out there proving that Erics are the smartest people in the world. Matt Oswald, did I already shout you out? I think so. Can't forget Matt Oswald. Vapor Swaggins is swagging out with his giant booty. Oh, he thought that joke was done, that everybody forgot about it. Nope, it's still here. Philly Vape 215 getting his Gangsta G thing on. Who else? Who am I missing? Jeremy Lane said hello and is giving a hug.
Did you see Shane Borowski?
Shane Probowski, he's part of the Politic Clique too. Of course, I can't forget him. Mitch Green making them coils for days. And there we go.
Fictitious character. Hello.
David, I would use this. I damn sure would.
So, what's new? What's up in the vape world?
Oh, Fictitious is here now too. Sorry, can't forget him.
Can't ever forget him, man.
Well, it's really unfortunate that the guy who makes these is such a fucking douchebag, because these are now my favorite mods. Okay. Box Mod Mafia and Mod Bros, that I think everybody else is. I know you guys got your favorites too, but for me, those are my two. Those are my. And it's too bad that Nick over at Mod Bros is just a douchebag, because it makes it so hard to support, but I have to, because the mods are so beautiful.
See, I like Box Mod Mafia, man, but I told you the one thing I disliked about it was the fact that they just were so fucking leaky underneath your atomizer and your 510. And I've heard some people say that their billy clubs are the same way. Not all of them, but
my billy club has been fine. I don't know. Maybe it's because I've used 20 mil. I don't know. That probably doesn't make a difference. So I'll shut up. But
I mean, I like the billy club, how it looks. I like how compact it is. I think it's nice. And I like the Mod Bros stuff too, man. It was very impressive for how much, it cost and everything about it. So I was very impressed with that as well. I think those are very good. I like that new one you just got too, man. That one's nice.
Yeah, Nick does. Whew.
Well, Bill, do you have anything you want to be savage about, or?
Everybody's been quiet. Everybody's being all nice and shit. I got my fucking. So the only thing I've been thinking this week, and I ran across a couple things. One of the things I do want to be kind of savage about is something that a lot of people, the older group will remember what I'm talking about, and that is, back in the day, it used to be you weren't allowed to do fake news. You weren't allowed to lie. You had to vet your sources. You had to make sure your information. You had to.
What's up, Louie?
What's up, Louie?
Yeah, not much.
My problem is. Yeah, I'll hold that off then.
What are you all talking about?
By the hair, and I lost my fucking train of thought.
Well, there is someone. Dustin Kendall said in the chat that Charles said it's not his 510s, it's the atomizers. But I would believe that if it would have only happened to one of the mods that I had. But it happened on the Tiny V2 and it happened on the Rico with multiple atomizers where it was leaky underneath. So I mean, I would have believed it if it was only happening with one atomizer on one mod, but it was happening with multiple atomizers on 2 different mods, but they had the same style 510 plate. And it just, I don't know, it just always irritated me because it would literally leak onto the top of the Tiny V2 and it was just annoying. So thanks for being here tonight, Mr. Louie.
No problem, man. I got off a little early tonight, so came running in, got the computer set up.
Yep, I wasn't expecting you till like 9:30, man.
Yeah.
So what's new with you, man?
Oh, man. Not much, really. Work, and more work. Pretty much all that's going on in my life.
Yeah. You got any exciting vape stuff to talk about?
Any new?
That exclusive, that new?
Well, I got the S Addy. That's kind of
How's that?
I love it.
Nice.
Awesome. I got on the first SRTA Addy list the other day too, so I'll have that coming.
Have you seen the I ordered the 415 RDA. Have you seen that one?
Oh yeah. I ordered that too. Yep. Me and Stan we ordered that a couple weeks ago. It was a pre-order though, so I think it ships out this week though. So
this week?
Yeah.
It looks like it'll be all right. Looks pretty decent.
I like the way the deck is designed.
Yeah, the base. You mean the base in it?
Mm-hmm.
Like it looks like it has a little bit of a design aspect to it, like the aesthetics.
Yeah.
It's pretty nice looking. They didn't just leave it blank.
I like when they go and add those little extra touches because the RTA is amazing.
I never picked up one, but I seen a lot of people liked it. But,
yeah, it's pricey, but it's real good.
Have you used the Flavor DTA?
Yep, I got that upstairs.
Is it pretty good?
I love that thing. We had Adrian Yu on our last show, and he was a great guest, and he gave us a lot of behind the scenes info on what he does and how he makes his addies and all that. But yeah, the Flavor RDA and the RDTA are both in my tops of all time. Like the Flavor RDA, that's like my take to work every day addy. Like that thing, I'm always with that thing.
And Louis is allergic to anything that's not high end, so for him to say that, those are big words.
Yep. Anything that's I will use some mic vapes gear.
Yeah.
Like wrong, because made my mic vapes automatically. It's automatically high end. What are you vaping on there, Steven?
Right now I'm just
green on the bottom.
The S Addy or the M Addy, the Maverick.
Oh, the Maverick. Yeah, I was still waiting on mine. Shit.
The Nav P, that's a badass looking tank.
Yeah.
I like it, man. It ain't bad. I haven't stopped using it since I got it, and then I got the Wicked sitting on top of this thing right here.
Does anybody have the Wick tank?
I got it downstairs.
I reviewed it. My review was a mixed review.
I believe the more apt question would be how many of you had the Wicked RDTA?
Yeah, I've seen them all over BSTs. Like I've heard some people say it's got good flavor. I heard some people say it's got no flavor. I heard some people say they rushed it out too fast. I heard some people say they
I think they rushed it out too fast. The flavor,
the flavor was good.
Yeah.
The flavor wasn't the issue.
Sucked.
But I think knowing Louis' vaping style, I think Louis would like it a lot.
Yeah, you probably would, man.
Yeah. For my vaping style, it's not.
I don't like fiddling around with the coils for a half hour trying to get it built.
Oh.
See, I was gonna do my review and put it out, but I was talking to RJ, and he's gonna send me a replacement base or something because there was issues with it not reading right on some mods and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm waiting for that so I can get my review out too. But it's like
worked it down real hard. You have to crush that O-ring to make it arc out. I mean, and I'm laughing because we said the Wicked is a unicorn. I had number 12 serial number, and I traded it for a Riviera.
You like the Riviera?
I really do. I like it. I like the airflow. I like a little more open air on mine. So I like this one better. The flavor, honestly, the Wicked was a hair better flavor. But I like this. It builds easy. It's a nice deck. I like the innovation he did with the screw airflow. It was actually really nice. He did a good job.
You probably like this thing because you can open up this thing pretty.
I would love that thing because I have my Hellfire Strike here, and I love that thing. My Hellfire Strike is one of my favorite RDAs.
Nick said, but Bill, it's just a rehashed Phenom.
I know. Justin gave me shit for that too on my review. He commented. Yeah, you know what? I even in the review apologized to you guys.
You were hating on it.
Yep, I was hating on it, and then when I got it, I was proven wrong. I'll admit when I'm wrong. I ain't gonna say any more about it. I'm not gonna say I'm wrong anymore after that.
You know, here's something I know because I use both of them on the daily now. I use the Wicked and I use the Wicked. I think what it was people were expecting to have the Wicked or the Wicked be about like the same, but one with the tank and then one be, one or the other. But I think they were going for something different with the Wicked, and it didn't catch on for everyone.
Yeah, because
sorry, I think you're right, Steve, and I think where they failed is in their promotion of it. They kind of said things like, "Oh, what about the Wicked with a tank?" And those kind of things that made you think that it was going to be the Wicked with a tank.
Yeah, because some companies do that. Like they'll put out an RDA and then they'll put out an RDTA, and you'll expect it to be like the same, like the flavor RDTA and the flavor RDA. They pretty much vape the same. You could be blindfolded and not tell. But then some companies they'll release one after the other, and you're going expecting it to vape semi-similar, but it really doesn't.
Well, yeah, that was much tighter. Tighter.
It's crazy because you can use all the same accessories for the Wicked with the Wicked, but yes, they definitely should have mentioned that it's totally different. You know what I mean? Even you can't put the same coil you'd put in the Wicked. It's just not possible. It's like,
I mean, honestly, if they would have shaved down that build deck a little bit, like moved those screws back and maybe thinned out the thickness of those airflow pieces, you might have been able to get a 3 mil coil in there. But
yeah,
I had a bitch of a time. I actually got fed up and built my own 2.5 inner diameter coil to throw in there.
I told him he should have for the air posts that they have, the part you screw in, they should have made it to where your coil's sitting like this, and then the air post is like this, but it's curved to where your coil would sit in it. And it would have gave you that much extra room, and then you would have been getting basically 180% coverage of your coil. It would have been actually a very good design. I thought that would.
One of the other things in my review that I said is, I think they should have done the airflow the same as they did the juice plug. Slap an O-ring on the bottom of that and make it to where you can snap them in and out instead of having to take the thing apart to get your airflow out. Yeah,
because that would accomplish the same task as having to unscrew it. If you just put a nice tight fitting O-ring on the bottom air insert,
and then you could use the top cap to hold pressure down on it so it doesn't go anywhere.
Yep.
Yeah. I don't know why they did that, man, because I get it, though. If you like one style airflow, you're probably going to stick with it, but you don't know until you try it. And then I had the same issues. I had to take it off. I had juice in the tank, but my fingers got all fucking juiced up and shit. It's annoying. It is. I don't know why they did.
One of the things that I said is, now at my job, my doctor helps design certain prosthetic devices for the kids when they have trouble walking. And what we do is we go through a checklist and we check everything. And then as soon as we get to the end and we're like, okay, this is complete, We go all the way back to the beginning of that checklist, and we go over everything again to see if there's anything we can change or redesign to fit with the stuff that's later in the list. I think that was one of the things, like that screw in the bottom of the air post deck. That was one of the things that kind of fell through the cracks, and probably somebody said, you know what, let's just get it out there. We'll fix that later. And that's why I said that I thought they put it out too fast, because there's little tweaks in there that they could have done to make that thing so much fucking better.
Mm-hmm.
Probably. I think they were kind of riding on the hype wave of the Wicked, and they wanted to make sure that they got this out in a decent manner at time. But it was.
Yeah, I agree 100%. They were probably trying to stay on that wave and keep riding it, but you know, it kind of backfired, because I noticed a lot of people put them up for sale, and I'll guarantee you, on the next release or whatever they offer next, I'm gonna think it over a lot harder before I jump on that list.
Mm-hmm. I'll tell you who's taking their time releasing an RDTA, the Prestige.
Yeah.
That thing's been in beta for like 3 months now.
Prestige worldwide.
They're really taking their time. It's a good looking RDTA though.
I mean, not like taking their time as Otis Designs releasing the Crux, but taking their time to do it right.
Yeah, exactly.
Wait, what does that RDTA look like?
The Crux is the rebuildable for Orion.
Remember the Prestige RDA?
I don't sort of.
I got one.
Yeah, Eric reviewed it.
Yeah.
That was one of my favorite RDAs of
what it looks like. I see so much shit, man. Sometimes I forget what the hell stuff looks like.
You like a tight airflow like me, Steven. You'll love this S Addy. Like
I was looking to get one, man. I think I seen the list go up too, and I didn't go in on it.
Let me answer Aaron McGill in the chat. No, you're right. They don't want another boxer situation, but that's not it. I talked to JD, and the problem is they have 2 other things. I believe it's the Boxer V2 and something else, the Juice or something like that. They're waiting for those to get released and get feet under them before they release the Crux, which in my mind is a dumb fucking move, because the Orions are popular and they're big right now, and that wave is starting to go down with the Orchid and other pods coming out. He missed that boat, and when he releases it, it's going to be too late.
Yeah. Like, I did sign up for the Seacrow RDA list yesterday. I think we find out tonight. There was only 10 of them, and there was like 200 people that signed up on that list. So, we'll find out. Have you seen that RDA floating around?
I have not. What's that one?
D-Pro. Oh, man.
The D-Pro?
The SICHRIO.
Oh, yeah, I have.
Got like 3 big-ass airflow holes on one side.
Oh, wait. I did see that.
Yeah.
What's that, your Prestige?
This is the Prestige, and it's basically, Nick said it, it looks like the Phenom a lot when you get the deck, deck going.
Like the Phenom with a Narda airflow.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So wait, is it Seacrow Mods?
Yeah, I think the group's secret right now.
Yeah.
The list.
Yeah, your hair's not long enough to get in that group.
No, your name's just not
That's
Louis.
it right there, man.
Holy shit.
Yeah, dude, it's nice. And the guy who makes it.
All right, I got to ask. That looks like they crossbred a Hellfire Addy with a Prestige.
The deck is crazy. The deck,
Yeah, what's up with the deck, man?
you it's old school, man. You build your coil like in between the posts, lift it up over top of the screws, and the airflow just the inside of the top cap is so reduced that them big 3 air holes just come and crash right inside of your coil.
That
I feel like
bitchin' flavor.
that's probably for like a niche amount of people, I would imagine.
Yeah, it's a pricey one. The guy who runs that, he was the guy behind Crow Mods, and he's also the designer behind the Mechanic, the Swape mech mod.
Yeah.
He's out of Croatia. He's been around a while.
Yeah, I mean, it looks nice. I would like to see how it vapes. I'd like to try it. I also would like to try. I know I've brought this up in the past. The Monarchy V2 or Monarch V2.
Oh yeah,
or just 2. I don't even know if it's V2.
that's one of them RDAs that I've meant to buy. Even the V1, I've wanted to buy and I wanted to buy, and then I just never pulled the trigger on it. It's just one of them things.
I think the first one, I don't think I'd like it as much as the second one because it has like that Ultim insert, and it just looks like it would have a better vape, more directed airflow.
Yeah, the first one was a little bit too tall for me,
Mm.
and that's why I kind of put it off. But then the second one came out, and they shrunk it down, and I was like, "Ooh, I got to get that!" And then just other stuff kept piling up. Yeah, I did that with the Pulsar Squonk mod for like a year. I was like, I want to get that Pulsar, and then I just totally forget about it and push it off and buy something else. So, but they did finally get one though when they had that 50% off Christmas sale.
At Pulsar,
Mm-hmm.
they have like a new mod coming out, right?
They do. I haven't heard much about it. Oh, yeah, the only thing I don't like 10 ml bottles. It's just too much liquid.
Well, I agree with you on that a little bit, just because I don't know if you've ever had this before, but if you squonk a lot and you get that like dirty juice that goes back into the bottle.
Yes.
And I understand a big bottle sounds great, and like I'd say around 8 mils is probably great because you can vape a coil for so long before it gets dirty, and then you push that dirty juice back up, and it kind of ruins the flavor.
Yeah, because that juice goes up, it hits your coil, it hits the dirty cotton, and it gets sucked back down into the bottle. And like halfway through or 3/4 way through that bottle, you're vaping. You're like, dude, is my cotton dirty or what's going on here? My juice tastes like shit.
Yep.
And it's not. It's just all that excess nasty juice that gets sucked back down in the bottle.
Yep.
I've never had that problem with anything under 8 mils. You know?
Yep. And that's also why I tell people I like RDTAs, because it kind of prevents that a little bit, especially if that dirty juice doesn't get back in as much because it'll be in a tank first. And if it's like this where the squonk hole's at like the tippy top of this shit and it won't take back anything, man.
Fuck out of here! Oh, sorry.
I thought he was huffing over there. I wasn't sure what was going on.
Where's the Sharpies at, Eric?
Oh, man, actually.
He's got a little bottle of whiteout palmed in his hand.
Oh, no.
Good idea, Louie.
I'm going to sit there and watch.
Hey,
while you're at
pulled.
While you got that Sharpie there, why don't you draw a real mustache, too?
So, hey, Bill, what you had something you were going to tell us that made you feel like savage. What was that?
Oh, all right. So I can roll back to that. So my problem is the shit going on nowadays with the news, and this has like spikes going everywhere because I have issues all around with this. So fake news. Back in the day, a lot of us older guys will remember this. Journalists had to vet their sources. They had to fact check their information. Otherwise, they were in violation of federal law. All right. There was many people. And then all of a sudden, around the 90s, everybody started screaming that freedom of the press was covered under the First Amendment of freedom of speech. And now they don't have to release their sources. What drives me crazy is, like I was telling you, Steve, before the show started, in Germany, they actually have a law. If you get caught lying, you go to jail. You cannot produce fake news. And 2 years ago, there was actually a bill in the books for Canada, where you cannot lie in the news. If you were proven that you were lying, flat out lying, you were held. I forgot what the term is, but it's basically like a federal offense. But Canada's version, which is probably you got to go fuck a bear or something. My issue is there's a lot of fake news out there, and the problem is nobody holds these people fucking accountable.
Sorry to any Canadians in the chat.
To further their financial gain or their political agenda. And I fucking hate it. And I'm asking everybody in the chat, please stop fucking sharing these fake fucking news about vaping and people blowing up and fucking putting formaldehyde and all kinds of shit in your vape. By sharing that, Facebook keeps track of how many times those stories are shared. You make them more popular. So not only will they show up in our vape groups, but they'll show up everywhere else.
Mm-hmm.
Stop
I can tell you
fucking lies.
how many times I saw this weekend that cinnamon vapes.
Oh yeah, my mom asked me about that shit, Louis.
My mom did too.
Yeah.
I'm like, what the fuck? I was out with my sister on Friday for her birthday, and my mom and her friends were there, and just one of my mom's friends, like 80 something, and she's like, "Oh my god, I saw on the news that thing leads to heart disease." I'm like, "Oh god, here we go."
Yeah, my problem is if people don't know. I mean, my own mother-in-law is like, that shit's so unhealthy for you. You need to stop. You're going to get popcorn lung. And I'm like, oh my God.
My favorite is...
I'm just going to walk away.
My favorite is, I hear it's worse than smoking. I'm like, I sort of steam that comes off my head when I hear that. I just...
But I find it funny that, you know, the World Health Organization and the Royal Academy of Physicians have both claimed it a lot healthier. Not going to say it's healthy, but a lot healthier than smoking.
Even the American Heart Society
is like, oh, let's just tuck our head in the sand and do whatever the government tells us, or whatever the fake media tells us.
Yeah, I'm not sure this is the right name. Like the American Heart Society, whatever it is, something to do with Americas and hearts.
American Heart Association.
Yeah, a big press release how they stand behind vaping. They've done tests, this and that and this and that. You know, it's safer than smoking. But that seemed to get buried under all of this fake news. Like no one talked about that.
Got buried faster than a. Never mind. I ain't gonna say that.
Say it.
That got buried faster than a dead hooker in the Pine Barrens of New Jersey.
Oh. See, that wasn't that bad. You said worse in the last 5 minutes. You called Canadians bear fuckers.
All right, maybe they get locked in a room with a fucking moose. I don't know.
Hating on the nicest people in
their life.
Well, it's okay, Bill. I think that was a good Savage Corner. I think that was very commendable, and I think that
you could even have fun with it and say, "Hey, look at it this way." If there's any comic book fans out there, how did Eddie Brock lose his job before he became Venom? He got caught lying in journalism.
Sure.
And lost his job. You know?
And he went to Canada and had fun with some bears.
Don't be jealous, Steve.
Hey, I wish I could go to Canada.
Shane, I heard about the Jersey hooker because I'm from New Jersey, so yeah, I've been down in Atlantic City. I've seen some scary shit.
Sounds like you've had experience with these hookers, Mr. Bill.
I know what you're talking about.
See, I've woke up next to some scary shit before back in my single days, but
does that fall under the I've never slept with a 10, but one night I slept with 5 2s?
No, more like 10 ones.
10 ones. But hey, I deal with that too, though. That I'll go to work and I'll always hear my fellow employees say, "You know that they just said on the news that that's not good for you." And I'm thinking to myself, how come they don't talk about cigarettes on the news anymore? Why don't they tell people how bad cigarettes are?
No, you know what's hazardous to your health? Annoying me about vaping. That's what's hazardous to your health.
Yeah, I agree.
To the point where you could have a permanent thing brought up on your phone linking to the Royal College of Physicians, and you show them that, and that doesn't even work anymore. Like, well, that's UK, that's socialized healthcare, and then you try and break it down to them. Like, at least they want you to live longer. Here, they make money off of you being sick. But you tell an American that, oh my God, they want to shoot you right then and there.
Did you see what the president just passed? A bill for diabetics saying insurance companies are not allowed to charge diabetics more than $200 a month for their medication.
Oh, wow.
Wow, I'm a little surprised.
My mom would be happy.
Wow.
I mean, there's a lot of diabetics in this country, but
there are a lot of diabetics in this country. That's true. That's what sugar will do to you, Bill.
This is
actually
as I'm drinking my cherry Dr. Pepper.
Actually, studies look into this. You guys should look into this. So it's not really vape related, obviously, but there's recent studies that have showed it's not sugar that causes it. I mean, sugar complicates it once you have it started or whatever, but they're saying that maybe it's meat that starts it.
I could see it. What do you mean, like red meat?
Yeah. Or
Well,
processed meat.
Processed meat.
Either the sugar or the red meat. I mean, or the processed meat. That's all Americans eat and drink anyway.
Yep.
So you're basically saying McDonald's.
Oh yeah.
Basically.
Wind up in the hospital with a Mick heart attack.
Or whatever we got from the food bank when I was a kid, the meat in a can.
Spam.
Oh no, there was lots of other meats in cans.
Yeah.
Believe it or not. No, chicken. I've had steak in a can before. Beef in a can.
You've had meat in your can before? What?
Don't we all?
That's blasphemy talk here in West Virginia. There's no meat in anyone's cans.
There's no meat in dang near nobody can.
Ain't nobody talking about meat in my can.
Not here on the mountaintop. We the Mountaineers.
You get shot for that,
You
son.
get shot right in your goddamn stomach. Bullet hole, my Ruger.
Buckshot.
It don't discriminate. Ain't that funny?
Are you my neighbor? You sound like my neighbor.
Am I your neighbor? Why that pretty girl down there got such long hair?
Because it's my sister.
I'm just
But
saying.
yeah, you know.
Indubitably.
Mm.
You know what creeps me out? Those little hot dogs and that.
Whoa, what's
weird-
wrong with little hot dogs?
and
Louis?
stuff into a can? Oh, this creeps me out. It's wrong.
Yeah, those Vienna sausages, they're nasty.
Yes. Oh,
I
I
don't play
think
that
I'm
shit.
on the grill all the time. I don't know what's up with that.
I'll show you a Vienna sausage.
what is in there?
Oh, you want to find out?
No, I don't want to. I like Scrapple, but I don't want to know what's in Scrapple. So
Scrapple's awesome.
it is.
Everything from the rooter to the tutor.
awesome.
Wait, what?
What?
Everything from the rooter to the tutor.
You have every catchphrase I've ever heard in my
Yeah,
life.
he does.
That's an old saying from New Jersey. That's what my dad used to say. It's basically, what did he say? It was snouts and assholes. That's what
Back
Scrapple
in
was.
1894, my papa used to say.
My pappy. Get it
My
right.
pappy. Sorry, my bad.
I'm the pappy.
Bill
Fucking
Bill used to be a police officer back when they still only rode horses.
Sure. I remember that.
Hey, you want to throw shade at my mustache, Bill? I got game too. So I'm
What? Were you really a police officer, Bill?
You didn't.
Yes.
We've talked about this like 14 times.
Dude, my brain isn't working right now, man.
Right now,
Ever really.
it's funny because
You know
Steve's
what the
actually a
worst
smart
one
guy.
is?
He just seems forgetful.
Dude, I'm fucking out of it today, man.
I was in New Jersey was called Farmingdale. It was a tiny little horse town.
Jesus, this is like what, 1830?
2006 is
Damn,
when I
man.
moved from Jersey.
I thought we were behind the times in West Virginia, but damn, man, sounds like Farmhole, New Jersey isn't getting it either.
Yeah, I lived in New Jersey's called the Garden State, and it's not just because you garden your house or garden your car. It's all farmland. I lived in a little town right in between Freehold Racetrack and Monmouth Racetrack.
Sounds like a lot of racetracks too.
So,
We're
wait,
racing on the East Coast. Come on.
so Louis, when did you get into high end stuff?
Pretty much right out the gate.
3 days after he bought his first smock.
Yeah, pretty much. It was weird. Like there was this one vape. Like there, my first thing was like a Cigalake. I got off a mall kiosk, and I tried using that dual use for a while. But there was this one vape shop. I guess it was like one of the first vape shops in Maryland, and they had, you know, starter kits and stuff, but they also had high-end stuff too in there. And I was just automatically drawn like, whoa, what's that? You know, they had the Hannah DNA 20 boxes there, and
those were big, man.
Yeah, they had what else they have? The Stingray 2 Max there. They had what else they had? Typhoon back in the day. They made this this tube with a Neville chip inside of it. It was like a 10-watt tube, regulated tube. I was like just drawn to that. I was like, you know, why is this stuff more expensive than the other stuff? Like, oh well, this is like, you know, handmade and you know, CNC'd in house. All this, you know, the I don't think Sigelli was out then. Anakin, they had some Anakin stuff there. The Anakin stuff back then was like $175. And I was like,
gonna say, wasn't everything kind of expensive?
Yeah, like it was. They had God, what was it? The Anakin mod that looked like a Gatling gun. They had that. That was like $175. And they're like, oh, this is like mass produced in China. I was like, well, I'm really drawn to the custom stuff over there. Let me take a closer look at that. So it wasn't long after I first started vaping that I got into the high end kind of thing.
Think about how crazy that is. $100 and some for a Chinese product.
Mm.
That wouldn't even fly now, man.
Like, oh hell no! People snirk at like Brian's new mod. You know, the carbon. They're like, oh, that's just too much money, dude. Back then, that would have been a steal. You know.
I got mine's showing up tomorrow. It was like 175-ish, I want to say, after shipping and everything.
Damn, it was that much.
It's a Yi
chipset. That much. Watch this. Louis is gonna laugh at me when I say this. I paid almost that much for a fucking Provari.
Oh yeah.
I had the Provari SWAT, the black that murdered out one.
When I was working at I was managing the vape shop. There was a joke going around that we used to charge $1 a watt. That was right around when the Sigelli 100 watt came out, and then the 150 came out, and the 200. Because every time one of those would come out, you know, the 150, that was like $149.99, you know. So. Yep.
I remember when they came out, and that's when that race started. That I had a 75 watt, I got 100 watt, I got 150. Yep. And then they came out with that quad battery 300 watt mod. It was like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Like anybody vape?
That was crazy time though. But dude, those things still work. You know, I don't know if mass produced stuff stop caring what their quality control is, and you're lucky if you get 3 to 6 months out of a mod now. Where back then they made less numbers, sure the price was more expensive, but it still works. You know,
my Sigelli 150 with the 2 swirls down the side of it is in that drawer, and it still works. If I pop batteries in it and an Addy, it works.
Yeah, I got an IPV 100 or 150, and that thing that still works.
I will say, one of the first devices I had was an IPV2, and it was metal, and it was solid, man. Had a Yi chip in it or whatever, and it was actually, if I took it apart because I wanted to use the chip in something else, I never did. But it would be still working today because it was.
You could knock somebody out with it and then walk away vaping.
Oh yeah, I remember my first real mod. You know, not including the Sigelites or the little Pro Tank and little stick batteries. My first real mod was a Sigelli 30 watt. It had an SX 30 watt chip in it. You know, you had to tilt it to adjust it. It was like that long, like 2 feet long. Took an 18650. It was so cool. I used that for a couple weeks. And then I remember my first real high-end mod I bought. It was like 3 weeks after I bought the Sigelli. It was a JM22 worker, and it had the carbon fiber wrapped around it. And I bought the matching JM22 Jenny to go with it. And then that's when my love for mesh started. Pretty much right from the get-go.
I got a question for the panel, and I'm going to extend this to everybody in the chat if they want to type it in. For you guys, what is the one mod you wish you had back? What you used to have that you wish you had back?
That's easy for me.
For me, it's my old. I miss my old Nemesis tube mod. I miss that thing. I sold it, and I should have never done it.
See, for me, 2 years ago now, I had a flood in my house, and I had to sell a lot of my vape gear, cover the cost for it. But I had just got, and I've always wanted a kudzu. And I had a couple kudzu, but I never had a custom-made kudzu. And I finally got on the master list to get a custom-made kudzu. And it was black and purple stab wood. And I had a Damascus battery tube with the matching Damascus fire button and the surround. I loved it so much. And then I sold it for half of what I paid for it. It was only 3 months old just because I needed to get money.
What did you drop for that? At least 700, right?
Huh?
What did you drop on that? 7?
Oh. It's a lot.
he won't say it.
It was it was 1800 for it.
What?
Damn.
Yeah, and I sold it for half of RRP. I'm still looking for it because I want to buy it back from whoever bought it. I have a posting up in the kudzu group right now. But whoever has this mod, hit me back. I want to buy it. I don't care what you want for it. I will buy it back.
What's the mod?
It's a kudzu Minx V2.
What is it?
It's just a regulated mod.
Yeah.
Let me see if I got a picture of it somewhere. I'm sure I do.
While you're looking that up, you said that the that new squonk that it's a DNA chip.
The top side, it's a Yeehee chip.
A Yeehee chip. Man, why didn't he go with the DNA chip?
I don't know. He said it had something to do with. I think what it was is DNA wouldn't. So Yeehee customized the chipset for him. So it's a modified Yeehee chipset, and I bet DNA wouldn't modify theirs for him.
They probably wouldn't.
What mod are you talking about?
The new top side carbon with the Yeehee.
Oh yeah.
I don't want to buy any more Yeehee mods, man.
No, you got to take a fucking class to learn how to use it. Oh, that's pretty.
Yeah, that's nice,
pretty.
man.
Woo. Okay.
And the 1800 is not even including what I paid for the block.
You think you'll ever find it again?
I might. I found 2 of my mods that I sold 2 years ago. That one of mine was one of Conal's first regulated squonkers. I bought that back. I think I got the 4th. It was a SQLE that I had Kono make me. It was like the 3rd one he ever made. So I bought that back. And I bought, what else did I buy back? I bought one of my crit boxes back from somebody. The V2 crit box 26,650.
Well, I will say this: it's very hard to sell some mods off that you buy, and there's some that you buy and you wish you could sell off even at half RRP.
Yep.
And it never happens, man. And one of those for me right now is the Limelight Regulated. I've been trying to get rid of it, but I cannot. I've been trying for about 2 months now. So
why you getting rid of it? I thought you had like a hard on for that mod.
I like it. It's one of those things where it's just going to sit in my collection and I'm never going to use it as much as I want to. I don't want to mess it up. And I have my mods that I use every day in my rotation, and some of them are high end, but I take a risk even using those because I don't want to mess them up either. But, that's what they're made for, so you might as well use them,
Oh, speaking of which, I do have bad news. Eric's going to give me shit as soon as I say this. Leo Chu at...
here we go.
No, listen. Is not going to do the storm out of my block.
I'm not going to give you shit. Now I feel bad for you. Why?
Yeah, what the fuck's that about?
Yeah, they decided they don't want to make any more storms. Turns out he said there might be. He goes, he didn't want to take the chance on it with the block, but they discontinued the storm model. Like I said, I told you about that. But basically what they're going to do is they're making me the new V2 out of the block, and it's going to be serial number 000, but they won't show me any previews.
So you might not even like it.
Yeah, that's why I'm like, fuck. But
well,
the block that I gave them, I can't argue. It's a beautiful block, so I'm not going to argue it at all.
If it's a V2 of something you already liked, I'm sure it'll be fine.
Yeah. And, I mean, I picked the block. I sent it out to them, and it's free. So I can't argue that.
Have you ever had one, Louis? You ever had a drift tank?
I'm writing in chat right now my little story about the drift tank. I was going to buy one. It was in 2016, and I remember exactly where I was standing at the restaurant. I was looking at my phone by the oven, and they had them up on Hobo's website. And I was like, do I really want this right now? Because I had just bought the I can't remember what RDTA I just bought before that. But I was like, nah, I'm gonna hold off. And then Hobo announced that they're gonna go out of business, and everything on his site was like massively dropped off, and he still had Hobo drift tanks on his site at a discount. I was like, no, I'm not gonna buy one. I'll just pick one up off of a BST, and I didn't buy one. And then come to find out, like a year later, everybody's paying like $500 for a freaking drift tank. Oh, I'll trade this drift tank for a Geppetto. I'm like, mother.
Holy shit.
Why did I kick myself for not buying? That's another thing I held off on buying. I shouldn't have. Should have bought it right then and there.
I see them every once in a while, man, and I do want one because I feel like even like I just think that they're cool. I like the logo on them too.
Yeah,
it's a nice looking tank.
Yeah, the Hobo Drifter. That's one of my favorite dual coil RDAs to this day. I love the Drifter.
I heard a couple people go for that April Fool's joke that they were making another one.
I did.
Whoever started that April Fool's joke should be shot.
But I thought he was working on a project with someone. The guy from whoever made that.
Oh, and Maddie?
Yeah. Is that what it is?
Well, that was an April Fool's joke to anybody that wasn't in on the inside joke. But there are talks about maybe doing something. So it was kind of like an April Fool's joke, not an April Fool's joke. We shall see.
Yeah.
But it's really hard.
It wasn't April Fool's.
Yeah, it's really hard to get into the M-Addy group now because pretty much the only way to get in is to own an M-Addy.
I'm in.
Yeah, but I owned an M-Addy a few years ago. I coughed up the flipper price for it. I wanted to see what the hype was about, and I really wasn't that impressed. So
really,
I sold it for what I. Yeah, but the thing I think everybody who's in high end and does the BSTs know that there's certain ads and mods that are only hype by the people who are selling them,
Sure.
and they want to keep it hyped up because they want to keep the price high so they can make their money back. There's a few RDAs and stuff out in the market like that.
I totally agree.
Yeah, Robert Reagan said it. He said the April's Fool joke was that Hobo and M-Addy were collaborating.
Yeah.
That's what it was.
Dude, that hurt my soul when they said that was a joke. That hurt. I'm serious, man. That hurt my head down to my feet, man. That hurt.
Well, another hard atomizer to get a hold of is it's in a group, the ACU RDA.
The ARCO?
AUCO.
Yeah, they opened the group up if you were in heat.
Oh, I was in heat and I didn't see that.
Dude, every time I see that they're opening that fucking group, I get to it at the last fucking minute, and it's like, oh, we picked our 10 people, game over.
They only allow 400 members at any one time to be in there. You have to be very active, or they kick you right out. So it's one of them. For me, those kind of RDAs don't do it for me. I'm just
same.
They're trying to build their hype up by making it super exclusive, but all they're doing is hurting themselves.
Exactly.
Well, they make it exclusive because then it doesn't spread around that it's not as good as they're trying to hype it up to be.
And for me, I know what I like, and I like to buy all new stuff just to experiment around with it. But my top 3 are always going to remain my top 3 just because it matches my vaping style perfectly. And pretty much never going to get beat. Nothing's going to surpass my top 3. I will be hellish surprised if one day I come across an RDA and it beats my top 3. So
my issue is when I see a group that's secret that has addies or a mod and they're super exclusive, they don't let anybody in their group. Either A, they got something to hide. Their shit probably isn't as good as everybody says. Or B, they're just trying to build hype to make themselves look better so they can charge a ridiculous price.
Yeah.
Either way, I could give a shit. It's one of those things.
Now, see, I can see, like Fusion Project. They did a mod together. Fusion Project is Echo Mods and XMCTC collaborated and made a regulated non-squonk mod. And at first, their group, they wanted to keep their group real small so that everybody in the group who actually wants one gets a chance. They would sell some off and then invite like 50 more members in. Let those people get a chance to get a mod, and they would start off slow. I'm good with keeping your numbers low at first if that's the reason you want to do it. But not keeping your numbers low just for the sake of keeping your numbers low, so you build the hype on that thing, and that you see an Arco going for like $1,000 on MMM. That's just.
But you're making addies. Who's not making addies to make money? Come on, that's plain and simple. And by crippling yourself to only 400 members, you're crippling your bank account in a sense. So. Yeah. What's the issue? You don't want to make money? That's stupid.
Yeah.
Tony and I talked about that with the Pulse, and he said I could have charged regular RDA prices for it. And he and I talked about it, and we came down. It runs on the basis of, would you rather sell 100 of them at $200 a piece, or sell 300 of them at $50 a piece? Do the math on it.
I agree with that for most of that, but even with like this, the biochip, it's one of them groups where he won't let you in unless you own one of his products. And the thing is, it's like he makes them all himself, so he tries to put out as many as possible, but it's like it's hard to do that.
He won't let you in if you don't have one of his products. How the fuck are you supposed to get one of his products if you can't get into the group?
Well, some of them are on buy sell trade. But I mean, it's hard to get in. Even he wants the group small, and I can understand that.
No, I agree. I mean, you love your biochip. Honestly, I didn't like the Addy at all.
Yeah,
I didn't like it at all. I built it 5 different ways, tried it on 3 different mods. I couldn't get anything out of it.
Well, I've been using 2 of them now, so thank you, William.
Hey, anytime, brother, anytime.
Hey, Louie, in chat, there was someone that had a question for you.
Robert, yeah, I just answered him in chat.
Oh.
Yeah, my RDAs are Narda, Skyfall. The Narca is like just right behind the Skyfall. RTAs are Project X, Skyfall, and the Dwarf MTL. I love those 3 things. Those 3 RTAs. But RTAs are more fluid. Sometimes something new may surpass the Project X. The Skyline was my favorite RTA for a long time. But for some reason, 2018 was a great year for RTAs. So that list changed a lot, but my RDAs are pretty much like set in stone.
See, I think the Project X looks good because it has gravity feed, right? It leaks onto your coil from the top down. Yeah. I like those kind of RTAs, man. I like how they wick. They always seem to never give dry hits.
Yeah, that Project X, it's the closest vape to an RDA I've ever had. Like, it really feels like you're vaping off an RDA. They just had a new drop, too. Mateus had a 24-hour list up for his new Project X MTL. But it's not, you can have it as MTL or you can have it restricted long. And it's got a whole new top fill design. Looked really cool. I thought
they had the end or something, too. Project X.
They have that, yeah. They released them, simultaneously at the same time. So they have the Project X The End and then the Project X MTL. The End, I like it. I just don't like the design on it. I guess it's just a special design.
I was gonna say it looks like a golf ball, man.
Yeah, but the Project X MTL, that's like a whole new revamped deck. It's got air inserts instead of just the straight 3 holes that the regular X had. The top fill is no longer a pull-off top cap. You actually unscrew it. So it's got some nice upgrades, but you can use the same tank sections as you could on the Project X. So if you have a bunch of extras for the Project X, you can use them on the MTL, which is pretty smart.
See, I like when companies do that. I like when you can use multi things with different RDAs or RTAs. I think that's a good business model, man.
Mm-hmm.
There was something I was going to talk about, but I cannot remember. I don't know. Did you say your favorite RDTAs?
Yeah, no, I didn't say those. Those are the flavor RDTA would be number one right now because I love that thing. What else? The Venom's pretty good. And then I want to wait until I get the Riviera and until I actually get my my Maverick RDTA in before I do a number 3. There's some couple older ones that I like Narva. That one, Narva was really good. The Narta was really good too.
Do you still have them?
No, I sold those off when I did my mass liquidation sale for the repair of my house. There's a couple other things I wish I didn't sell. My Narta, and my Narba. I wish I kept those.
I was going to say, because those RDTAs probably never come up from buy, sell, trade, man.
You see I saw a couple Nartas come up a couple weeks ago, but the Narbas are what pretty much everybody is looking for. They go for drifter tank money.
Yeah. Why don't you do reviews, man?
I don't know. I like.
That's a good fucking question.
I don't know. I'll set some time aside, and I don't know.
You know how many reviewers I know of who go to you for advice?
I feel like you would have a good channel, man.
If I didn't work at the place I work right now, and I had some more time where I could do it the way I want to do it, I might consider doing it. Just I work like anywhere from 8 to like 15 hours a day. So when I'm home, I gotta take care of the stuff at the house or sleep and catch up on my sleep, you know. But things might be changing with my current work situation pretty soon. So if that happens, and the next job I get is less hours, then yeah, I would probably do it.
So how did you get on the high-end vape show?
That's a funny story.
Forum.
I knew me and Pal have been talking since he pretty much started his channel, and so me and Pal had already knew each other. And Pal was looking for a Narca and a Skyfall, and he knew that I'm in a lot of BST groups, not just in the United States but overseas too. So within like 5 minutes, I had him like 5 Narcas, and I also know a lot of people who don't post their stuff, but you know they'll sell it if you'll come and ask. So I had like 5 Narca offers for him and like 4 Skyfall offers for him, and he ended up buying the Skyfall. And he's like, "Dude, you got back to me in like 5 minutes. I thought it would take like 2 minutes." So fast forward like a couple months, Swaggins and Stan were talking to Pal, and they just start getting in the high end. And Pal is like, "Well, I know this guy. He could find you everything on this list that you guys got, and he could probably find it in about a week." And so Pal hits me up in a group chat with Stan and Swaggins, and they just come at me with like, "Okay, I want this, this, and this, and this." And Stan's like, "I want this, this, and this, and this." I'm like, "Okay, we can do that." And they're like, "No, just take your time finding it." And like within like a day, maybe 2 days, I had found everything they wanted on their list. And you know, they bought everything. "Dude, I didn't think you did it that fast." So we just all started talking. Found out we got lots in common. And then we're like, "Well, you know what? We have really good conversations here in this group chat. People might want to hear what we're talking about in our group chat online, you know? There's no other vape shows out there really talking about just dedicated to high end. Like that's their #1 topic, you know? So kind of bounced that idea back and forth a little bit and fine-tuned it. And then the new year started up, and we started the VF, the high-end vape forum.
I was just curious because I always wondered why you didn't do reviews and how you got on, the live chats and stuff. So that's cool.
Yeah, I mean, before all that, I mean, you would see me in the on Fagan's, show, chatting up in chat, with FC and we. I've always watched the live shows, just never been on YouTube, as myself before, really.
See,
if Heavy or Fagan were open up his show, sometimes to the chat, I would jump in sometimes and you'd see me there.
I just wonder what the future of vape reviewing is on YouTube, man. I just wonder what's going to happen to everyone, because there's so many different things that are happening, whether it's you get strikes like we talked about, or you get this or that. You can't say this, you can't say that. And I was watching Vaping with Vic, the guy from UK, and something about, and look, I don't care if you review clones, it doesn't matter to me, but he said that you get strikes for that now too, and they'll just, take your video down. So it's like, I know a couple channels that's all they review. So I wonder what's going to happen in the future with vaping on YouTube.
So you can't review clones anymore? I mean, I guess it makes sense, because if you review a clone Louis Vuitton bag,
there's stipulations.
Yeah.
Let's just say you're reviewing a clone of, I don't know, like a Haku product, and they see that review and they get pissed and they say something to YouTube. YouTube will just strike your video, and then they'll basically make you take it down. So,
I mean, it makes sense because, I've seen Clone Watch's reviews before, and I would watch the review on the Clone Watch, and then I go back to watch it again, and you can't find it. It's taken off.
But at the same time, though, there's clone products all over YouTube, but they aren't. They're not vaping products. They're phones and everything else, man. But they don't.
I guess it just depends on the product itself. And what are we laughing at?
Just Eric mocking Steve as he talks.
Mocking me over here, man.
Why are you wearing a Wonder Woman hat? What's up with that?
It's a West Virginia.
West Virginia, dog. Ain't no such thing as Wonder Woman in West Virginia.
That doesn't surprise me.
Unless it's your sister.
Oh.
That's nasty, man. You fucker, you can have her.
You're nasty, okay? Nah, but I don't know, man. I do wonder if it would even be smart for anyone to be a reviewer anymore, like new coming out, just because of everything that does happen in the vape world anyway.
I mean, if it would be like, if I were to do it, I would do it. I wouldn't care how many subs I got. I wouldn't monetize my videos. I would just do it because I want to share a product that I enjoy with everybody else, So if you want to do reviews for that reason, then I get, just do it. Because you're not doing it for a monetary value. You're just doing it because you want to do it because you enjoy it.
I think also you need to avoid some of the catchphrases, like claiming it to be healthy and stuff. That's why, I don't know about you guys, but I have my disclaimer on the video description saying these are my opinions, no one else's. I kind of tried to do it in legal speak so that way they understood this is my opinion. I'm not claiming it to be healthy. This is what I do. I'm reviewing the product. Have a nice day. Do your own fucking research.
Bill learned legal speak when he was a cop.
Mm-hmm.
Legal jargon. I love that word, jargon.
Jargon.
It's a good word.
I like that word, and I like janky. Janky's
you know what word I realized
word.
Sounds really dirty? Insertion.
That does sound dirty.
Masticate. Sounds dirty.
You know what word I don't like, and chat's I don't like that word, like nooks and crannies. I hate that. When I see that stupid English muffin commercial, I'm like, nook and cranny. I'm like,
You can You can masticate those nooks and crannies.
Is that kind of like when people say moist?
Yeah,
Moist doesn't bother me.
It doesn't
moist
bother me.
palate. Yeah. Eric just had his mind blown. He's never heard such a high-end word before.
I was
Masticate.
wondering if he froze like me.
Moistus aloo.
Moistus aloo.
No one else likes sports, I guess. I don't know.
Chips
Sorry.
chips away.
Oh, he played on the Expos.
Yeah, there we go. Louis knows. I saw the Orioles banner. I was like, Louis better get this.
Oh, Henry Barr.
It was
Remember that?
Moises aloo, but Moistus sounds,
Yeah.
Shut up!
That's a baseball thing?
Yeah, that's a baseball thing.
We're during a rain game.
Sorry, man.
This saloon.
We
I
actually
don't-
had Moses Alou on our on the Orioles in 1998 back in the day
I can't get into
Like one
baseball,
summer.
man.
because you don't have a team. If you had a
He's
baseball
just jealous of all the
So
balls he
how
doesn't
did you
have.
survive with Cal Ripken finally retiring?
That's all there is around here is Cal Ripken shit. His stadium is like 15 minutes up the street from me.
Oh,
Yeah.
See, I guess if you grew up in a baseball town, it'd be different. But
Mhm.
here in West Virginia,
They
we
just
don't
play with
believe in-
rocks
Yeah,
yeah,
you play with rocks.
and dirt piles.
in their systems.
dude, I grew up directly between New York and Philadelphia. Dude, that's all we did was sports, baseball and football. That's all it was about.
We just we got washcloths around here. We got washcloth competitions
Worst
right in the
cloth?
creek.
Right in
Washcloth,
the creek.
washcloth.
Right in the creek?
Yeah, right in the creek. We use our washcloths right in the creek.
And you go
So
first into that?
what town do you live in?
Me?
No, Louis.
Baltimore.
All right, he actually says it right. Okay. Bullmore.
Baltimore.
Baltimore. Baltimore.
Home of the crabs.
Home of the crab.
If you want to get some crabs,
I already have them.
either type, the Chesapeake Bay kind or the kind that will make you wish you had some really good anti-itch shampoo.
Yeah.
Oh, I keep my anti-itch shampoo stocked, bruh.
Dude,
Yeah, buddy.
Dude, I will drive all the way to Baltimore for fucking crab cakes. Trust me.
Oh, you. Yeah, I love me some
You
crab.
have no idea.
You want to see my crab cakes?
What?
You want to see my crab cakes, Bill?
No thanks. No thanks.
Hey, what
I
is
don't like
Lake
the girl who gave them to you either?
what is Lake Trout Louis?
Lake
Lake
trout.
It's a type of trout.
I know
It's really
that, but
popular in Baltimore, but it's got like so many little tiny bones. But and if you go to Baltimore City, in the urban areas, they have these lake trout restaurants. And it's not really a restaurant; it's like a shack on the side of a row home. And you go in, they fry you up some lake trout, and they'll make you some greens to go with it. Oh, it's so good!
Yeah.
It's so good. But you can only get it. The really, really, really good lake trout, you can only get it by going into suspect neighborhoods. Like, you
yeah.
get out of your car and get shot. But those are the only ones to get lake trout from. Any other place, they don't do it right.
I got to say something to Roy. Dry. Okay, that's it.
Dry.
Why?
He said he hates the word dry, so I was just...
Oh, wait. Why? That's a suspect word to hate. Dry
Dry.
rather than moist.
I think... Oh, I get it now. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, all right.
Larry
Well.
Bird.
Larry Bird's dope, man.
What the fuck?
Why not?
Oh, everybody just got quiet.
I guess I'm the only one that
Oh,
likes
I
Larry
get it.
Bird.
Some good
Roy,
advice.
Roy is saying he likes it moist. I get it.
Yep.
Okay. If it smells like salmon, keep on jamming. If it smells like trout, pull out.
Good advice.
Good
Words of
advice,
wisdom.
fictitious. He's a smart man.
Yep. He always has the quips, man. Always.
The funny thing is like we were talking about eating fish and stuff like that. Honestly, since I moved to the desert from the East Coast, I don't eat fish anymore. I completely stopped. It all tastes like shit out here, and nothing's changed my mind yet.
I think fish tastes like shit regardless of where it comes from, but that's just me.
Oh.
You love some good sushi, man.
You haven't lived till you get. Louis will tell you, you haven't lived till you get fish that was pulled from the ocean that morning and on your plate within a couple hours.
Aaron, you live right in Seattle.
I could walk 90 seconds up the street and be at the ocean.
All right, no, we're not talking about eating otter and shit like that. We're talking about fish.
What's wrong? I eat beaver, not otter. Okay.
Hey, nothing wrong with some good beaver.
Is it like a delicacy in Washington to eat otters?
I have no idea where the fuck that came from.
I just know there's a lot of otters up in that area.
Fuck, man. Canada, they fuck bears, and in Washington they eat otters.
Yeah.
Otter, do it yourself sometime, Steven.
What's wrong with you? You uncultured swine.
What?
I went to Seattle though. That was some of the best seafood I ever had. Second to Baltimore. Like that was really good. I went to the Fisherman's Wharf.
I'm allergic to shellfish, and then this one time at a party, I got drunk and this girl, it just reminded me of salmon, and I couldn't do it ever again.
Oh, I've been there, done that, but I'll still eat me some fish. Like suspect, it's like it's not Fritos I'm smelling right now. So make an excuse, exit the room stage left, and speak no more of it.
Oh, well, look at Stan!
True champion talk, man.
We have a celebrity in chat.
Hello.
Best excuse I came up with is I pretended I had a leg cramp. I had to get up and roll out real fast.
Well, I think fish is good, depending on where you smell it and eat it from. I think it can be good.
I think the best thing they got in West Virginia is that white lightning stuff you guys like to make out there.
That and pepperoni rolls, man. That's about it.
Pepperoni rolls.
That's all we're famous for, man. Pepperoni rolls are created in West Virginia. True, man. That's all we're good for, man. For coal, white lightning, and pepperoni rolls.
Steve's like, you want to see my pepperoni roll?
Bill's son is encouraging us to fuck pepperoni rolls.
He said, fuck is a pepperoni roll.
What is a pepperoni roll? Is it like pepperoni rolled up in a roll?
Oh, you want to see?
Let me guess, there's some cheese involved.
Yes. Would you like me to give you a little history lesson?
All right.
Back in the day when there was coal miners, well, there still is, they would pack their lunches with rolls with pepperoni in them because they could eat them down there without silverware and stuff. You know what I mean? So it's basically pepperoni, cheese, and a baked roll. And then they became famous, and now every pizza shop around here has them. So.
Oh, I see.
What the fuck is he doing over there?
He was trying to show a sushi roll, man.
Yeah, I was trying to show a
California roll.
Show off that sashimi.
See, look, Roy gets it, man. He said the West Virginia pepperoni rolls, legendary. It's the truth. Well, on that note, I think we're going to call it. Yeah. So, Mr. Louie, would you like to start the outro?
Sure, man. Thank you for the invite. Glad I could make it a little early than I thought I would. It's been fun as always. Catch me on the High-End Vaping Forum every other Sunday. We have a show coming up this Sunday at 1 p.m. Eastern Time. Remember that. Eastern Time. It's the only correct time.
Yep, 100%.
Right? And with that said, keep it high-end. I'll pass it on down to Bill over there.
Thank you, Louie. Thank you for being with us tonight. Always enjoy having you here. Thank you to those two handsome motherfuckers. Eric for taking care of the back end, and Steve for always looking so pretty. You got to get your hair cut. Your fade's starting to grow in. Thank you to everybody in chat for being here. Look forward to seeing you guys every week. I'll pass it on to Eric. look like a basset hound. Like a droopy ears.
Well, my attempt was to
have the little whiskey barrels under their necks.
My attempt was to be the, doing the lazy version of having those luscious locks that Louis has, and I want those. I want them so bad. So let's just pretend they're luscious golden locks. Okay.
I thought you were wearing a do-rag, man.
Anyway, thank you all for joining in the chat. Live shows are my favorite thing.
Is that from a Disney movie?
It's 7:26.
It should be. If it isn't, it should be.
Yeah, man, that was like Bambi on ice, man.
Oh yeah, my YouTube is right here. Bill's. Oh, I can't reach onto Bill's screen, but his is over there. Steve's is. Well, you're here already, and Louie's over on the High End Vape forum, which you hosted on Pal's channel.
Tenacious TX Vapes channel.
Tenacious TX Vapes channel.
Sometimes Vapor Swaggin's channel, but that's once in a blue moon.
When you guys want to feel the power of a big booty.
Yeah. The big booty.
Yeah. Big booty.
Hey, man, I went to his YouTube channel and I seen his videos, and it's like
27 seconds.
Yeah.
He was like, "I got this thing."
Will you look at that?
Thing. Would you look
Will
at
you
that?
look? Yeah.
Would you look at that?
Very catchy.
Yes.
You got to do the flip it. Oh, sorry.
I mean, hey, man, I think it's kind of a catchy video, man. If you would just do it all the time, because it's like weeks in between. It looks like.
So he puts all his work into the descriptions. If you actually go down and read the description, it is spot on.
Yeah, he got that description game.
Yeah, he got that description game going on.
Nick wants me to plug my Patreon. Is that okay, Steve? I think
Sure.
he's fucking with me and making fun of me for plugging it in my videos, but still. I have a Patreon. It's Vaping Politician on Patreon.
Sign up.
Is that what it is?
Help me grow my hair like Louis.
Yeah.
Wait, hold on, Bill. When did you get that sign in the back of your room?
Wait, yeah, hold on.
Since I started.
No
way,
fucking
dude.
way.
Last time I was here, that was not there.
Yeah.
What does it say?
It was a fucking like superhero up there.
No, I had it up on the top of the thing a while ago. Then I moved it down to this space right over here, and then I put it back up there. That's
Every
right.
time I'm on this show, I spent a good 5 minutes staring off from the bill shop back there, seeing what I can see. I've never seen that.
That's 'cause all my mods are right here next to me.
I thought that sign said something else, like yard sale.
Really? I finally get some nice mods, and everybody's gonna bust my nuts now. Yard sale? Really?
I don't know, man. Don't accost your neighbor. Is that what it said?
Yeah.
Bill, you can't be the only fucking savage here, all right? Let Steve be a savage, too.
I have to be a savage sometimes, William.
He lives in West Virginia. They're all savage.
Everybody's so savage around me, I have to release it sometimes. There.
It's not savage. You're a Neanderthal from the mountains. Relax.
Yes. Neopletheron.
Nick said, support Eric. He's a good dude, and I need him to be able to afford more mod bros.
He's keeping Nick alive, huh?
Oh, man.
Oh, shit. I laughed so hard my belly fat was jiggling. Oh, I feel like Santa
Small
Claus.
business is alive by supporting Vaping Politician over there.
Yes. Everybody support him. He's a good guy.
He needs everybody's emotional support.
Good thing.
Are you going to sign out, Steve?
Oh, sure. I thought we were just talking.
What is this, bonus round?
We can keep
This
talking.
is bonus round. Okay, well, hey.
Be good and be good to each other.
I would like to thank Mr. Louis because I hit him up today and he was very gracious to join us, and I appreciate that very much so. I would like to say thank you to the rest of the people on here, especially Do-Rag Eric and Yard Sale Bill over there. And yeah, if you aren't subscribed already, I think you should subscribe to both of them and watch Mr. Louis on the High End Vape Forum, which is a very Nice way to see some chatting on high-end stuff. Stuffses. And everyone in the chat, thank you very much for being here as well. We do appreciate it. And I do like talking to you guys every Monday and every day, really. If I could see every day, I'd talk to you. I'd give you a chat. I'd give you a dap. I'd give you a high five. I'd give you, a hug if you needed it.
I'd give you a kiss. I'm better than Steve.
I can't do a kiss, but I would, you know what? I'd give you the French kiss, like wee wee. You know what I'm saying? Something like that. But that being said, guys, it is 10:31.
On you.
It's 7:31, Steve. Get it right.